Hi guys, Tina and Kim here from In Hand Equine Therapy, and we just wanted to chat with you about our typical horse that's coming back into work after having the winter off. We wanted to point out a few conditioning things that maybe you could notice with your own horse, and we've brought Ginger in here who has had the winter off and is going to start back into her discipline. Kim, do you want to talk to us a little bit about how core strengthening might be important before we even consider what job Ginger does?
Absolutely. So it's really important, just as us as human beings need to have that core strength in order to feel nice and supported in our backs. They feel the same way. With a horse, however, they're going to then have a rider or tack sitting on those backs. So if you put more pressure and don't have the core strength, you're just going to weaken that top line and then have them push out. So in this instance, any horse that's coming back needs a baseline in order to start from before you even look at what discipline you're trying to train for. So we're really wanting to target those abdominals, oblique tissue, and get that strength through that core in order for her to have that strength in the back to hold the rider and the tack.
Yeah, very good, Kim. And I think you'll see if you are able to have a look at the conditioning study that In Hand Equine Therapy did with Energy Equine Veterinary Clinic, that several of the horses that were in the study started off in this exact same posture. As Kim said, a little bit dropped, a little bit of extra tummy. I know I came through winter with some extra tummy as well, so we're going to be working on that. Little bit of drop back, and you'll see that those horses that started in this posture by doing the conditioning program really changed in the top line. The other thing to consider when bringing your horse back from a time off is they might be in the opposite shape that our friend Ginger's in. They might not have gained extra weight. They could have actually dropped weight, muscle, and condition during the time that they were off. So they could actually appear to be svelte and coming back from their time off, but actually they're just as weak as a horse that has gained the extra weight.
Regardless of the shape of your horse, if you are going to get onto a riding program, they have to have a baseline condition.
So I think it's really key for anybody bringing their horse back to really notice where the weak spots are in your particular horse before you even consider starting into your sport-specific exercises. I think, as Kim mentioned, having that baseline of support, baseline of core tissue done even before we add rider weight to the horse is a real key. Do you think, Kim, that most people in the spring hop on their horse before it's strong enough really to take that rider weight?
Oh, absolutely. The temptation is great. I know I have in the past myself done the same thing. Before now I know better. However, it is something that is not as beneficial to your horse, and in the end you're going to maybe not notice it this season, but you will notice it season after season as they get older and they don't have that ability to bounce back as well, just as we do when we age.
Totally. And if any of you guys have ever had your core a little bit weak, you'll notice that you take heavier strides when you hit the ground, because the whole reason that your core tissue needs to be strong is to be able to take the propulsion that the quadruped is creating from their hind legs and be able to take that motion through to the rest of the body. Super key then that if the core isn't working, the horse is going to have increased concussion through all the joint surfaces in the legs and take way more concussive forces and torque throughout the leg and joint tissue, even the joint tissue of the spine, than they would if they had a strong core.
Not only are, when you're doing these conditioning exercises, working on muscle development, but you're also looking at other soft tissues.
Very good point. Yes, and your thoracic sling tissue, and like Kim said, your ligament and tendon also has the chance to then catch up. So if you wanted more information on an excellent conditioning program that you could get your horse started with this season, we'd love for you to check out the study that we did and some of the webinars that we have coming up.